Welcome to College Covers, a news show that's put on by college students. I'm Ryan Morrison, and the amount of news this week was so great, we just had to jump right in. This week included events from Tokyo staging first missile evacuation drill since World War II to more powerful women coming forward with their Me Too stories of sexual harassment, including people like Viola Davis, Natalie Portman, and Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And even more testimonies from the Nassar case, but we were forced to spend all of our time on the confusion that was the three-day government shutdown. In short, Senate Democrats blocked consideration of a stopgap spending measure to keep the government operating in hopes to start real progress for CHIPS, which provides health care for 9 million children that the government let expire, and DACA reform. Wow, look at that picture. I haven't seen more uncomfortable people in an awkward situation than my high school prom pictures. But many people were affected by the shutdown, like federal employees, and plenty of Democrats were steamrolled by their committees, 10 of which are up for re-election in 2020, including Bernie Sanders and Cory Booker, a senator from New Jersey who gave this speech in response to Trump's racist comments in a Senate hearing last week.
The commander-in-chief, in an Oval Office meeting, referring to people from African countries and Haitians with the most vile and vulgar language. When ignorance and bigotry is allied with power, it is a dangerous force in our country. Your silence and your amnesia is complicity.
Some say Senate Minority Leader Charles Schumer relented by signing a 3-week CR deal on only Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's word that DACA would get immediate review, which could be great because it shows some government officials are willing to compromise, but I am having a hard time trusting the word of someone who looks like the one turtle at the zoo only my mom wants to visit. No, Mom, I don't want to go see the turtle. It's a freaking turtle, and there are lions here. Now I know why Dad divorced you. But the most people affected by these events are the 800,000 Dreamers protected under the DACA Act. The individuals here under the program still have no idea what their lives might look like in March when it ends. Take a look at this individual who is one affected by it.
My parents, I think, sacrificed everything to bring us here and save us from a civil war. I am undocumented, but I do have DACA, which is protection, temporary protection from deportation. It allows me to have a work permit, allows me to work, allows me to have a driver's license, allows me to provide for myself, my family. The administration just decided, okay, we're gonna end DACA. So what does that mean for us, for me, for my family, for the livelihood I've been able to provide?
And the president has been very unclear in his position dating back to his first campaign escalator descent, where he labeled Mexican immigrants, among other things, as criminals. On the campaign trail, he also promised to dissect the program, but once he was president, he took a softer stance. Some experts even thought he wanted Congress to step in and save it, and at one point saying, and I quote, "Does anyone really want to throw out good, educated, and accomplished young people who have jobs?" referring to the immigrants protected under DACA. More recently, even calling the new plan a bill of love, and being extremely set on wanting to build a wall which could cost the taxpayers $20 billion if built from sea to sea, if he replicated one of the 8 wall samples he built in San Diego, which cost $8 million to erect. And now, more recently, Press Secretary Sarah Sanders issued this statement.
Have said that we would support a permanent solution for those in the DACA program, and I think that would address that in that front.
Very clear about that. You must have some position on this. The president clearly has conviction on this issue. So does he support this divisive issue, a pathway to citizenship for these individuals?
I think on the specific, the number of people that are already in that program, we do hope to find a permanent solution that would address that. But right now, again, we want a permanent solution for that program. But we also want to keep a big priority for the administration is making sure we don't find ourselves having this same battle in 2, 3, 4, and 5 years down the road. So we have to have a responsible immigration reform that addresses a number of issues, not just the DACA program.
That's about as unclear as my response to when my roommate asked me if I vacuumed. Dom, I have began to prepare a plan to possibly read the manual of the vacuum in hopes to start vacuuming permanently in the possible future. But we still don't know what the president wants, and that can be dangerous for future relationships between the administration, the House, and the Senate, and apparently Trump's own cabinet, who doesn't know what to think, which is apparent from that train wreck of a response. This isn't the only example of this kind of behavior coming from the administration. Listen to the White House voicemail during the shutdown.
Thank you for calling the White House. Unfortunately, we cannot answer your call today because congressional Democrats are holding government funding, including funding for our troops and other national security priorities, hostage to an unrelated immigration debate. Due to this obstruction, the government is shut down.
That sounds like the voicemail of a recently divorced 40-year-old. This is Ted and Nicole's phone. Sorry we couldn't get to the phone right now. I was at work and Nicole was probably fucking her gym instructor. And if this is Nicole, I still love you, Nicole. But anyway, you know what? We actually did call them back after we heard he may have started a shell company to pay a porn star, Stormy Daniels, $100,000 in hush money during the campaign. And as we know, he is very susceptible to changing his mind on things.
Thanks for calling the White House. Sorry we missed your call. Senate representatives are trying to figure out what the heck the president wants on, well, pretty much everything. And if this is Stormy Daniels, please press 1. Have a great day.
In any case, this flip-floppy bullshit cannot be tolerated from our leaders. Please, I beg you guys, stay informed, vote, call your representatives, and stand up for your fellow citizens. That's our show. I'm Ryan Morrison. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you read, kids. I'll see you next week. Thank you.